As you've been hearing, in the last few hours, Donald Trump has become the first president in U.S. history to be impeached twice. The article will now go to the Senate, but the trial will not start until next week and possibly after Joe Biden's inauguration. Thomas Hayes from Great Hill Capital explains if this will likely affect the market sentiment.
This impeachment is more symbolic than substantive. It was certainly a clear rebuke of the events that happened last week, with 10 Republicans joining the 222 Democrats in the impeachment vote in the House. However, there's not going to be enough time to have the trial before the inauguration, so it's unlikely that he'll be removed from office, as he will have already left office at that point in time. Now, the key worry as it relates to the stock market is, will this delay President Biden's first 100-day plan? In other words, if they choose to do this trial, will it take their eye off this, getting the stimulus out, getting the new policy initiatives in place? And what the market is looking at, and why the market really didn't move today on this news, is it's looking to tomorrow to see what President-elect Biden is going to say about his stimulus package. Last week, he said it was going to be in the trillions of dollars, so we want to have a sense of the size. That will be very stimulative for the economy. The second thing that the market is looking forward to, which is why the impeachment vote didn't impact the stock market, is earnings, which start on Friday with the big banks. We anticipate that the earnings are going to be better than expected because they took a tremendous amount of loan loss reserves in the first and second quarter of last year on the assumption that unemployment would increase from 14 to 20%. It's gone in the opposite direction to 6.7%. So they'll release some of those reserves, which come back as earnings, which should be positive. And then the last thing that the market's looking at, Mariko, is the Fed. And tonight we heard from Vice Chairman Clarida that he's not going to raise rates for at least 1 year after inflation hits 2%. So that's very dovish and very positive for the markets.
But when it comes to President Trump and his future, New York City cutting its business ties with Trump Organization, how much of a big blow is that to him and his family?
It's not peanuts, I will say. They cut off the operation of the skating rink, of the carousel in Central Park, and of the golf course in the Bronx. The total amount of that contract is $17 million a year. It's a very profitable contract, so that will have some impact. The other thing that he's going to have to keep a lookout on, we heard from Deutsche Bank was not going to do any new business with the Trump Organization. So the key will be who is going to bank the Trump Organization, because if you can't have access to financing within a real estate business, it becomes very, very difficult.